Welcome back. Two at the same time. We are here with cooking, but not so cooking with Jess. Still got my fashion accessory on, aka my back brace. This is what happens when you take a tumble down 9 steps unexpectedly. And may I add, I did not skip a step. I wasn't like why do I try to say these words? I was not hurrying to get down the step. I didn't trip. I literally was just walking down the step with my carrying my daughter, which is not like an abnormal thing. And this is the aftermath of tumbling down 9 steps with the baby. She is good. She still asks me, Mama, can you pick me up? Can you pick me and brother up? And I said, Oh, I definitely can. Because I used to do that madness, pick them both up. Not going down the steps, but I did used to pick them both up at the same time just because I'm strong. I may not look like it, but I really am. And I just tell her, yeah, I can, just not right now because my back is, you see all this little girl? I can't, I cannot. Um, but I'm healing. Okay. Today we're going to talk about black beans and kidney beans. Now, we're doing 2 for 1 today because I have learned that out of all the beans that I consume, these are not like the up there, super high, great beans to have in your diet. However, they are the most common ones that I used to use, and also a lot of my family members. So we're not going to disparage these bad boys, but you could do better. Let's put it that way. Now, what I learned, fun fact about kidney beans is that it's high in vitamin K, which is helpful for cancer fighting, right? Black beans also has, I'm not even going to try to say it. It's a word that sounds, it looks like it sounds like butyrate. We'll go with that. But that also is helpful in blocking the growth of cancer. So I thought that was pretty cool. We know it's has high in fiber because most beans are going to be high in fiber. They are protein packed and dense with all type of nutrients. Now I am very familiar with this type of bean because this is what we really use a lot for rice and peas. And then black beans is like hello. I mean everything that I can think of that I make when it's like um, black bean burger. I don't make that too much, and we'll talk about that another day. But that I use this a lot when I make like kind of like Mexican themed type of like meals. I go really heavy on the black beans. I realize that my littles don't like love it as much as I do. They really like chickpeas, which is a beautiful thing because that is way again, we ain't gonna make them look bad, right? It's another option that's really good, right? The chickpeas, it's very good. These are good. The chickpeas, very good. So with these two, as I've said in the past, I am a huge fan of buying my beans from a dried state, and then I put them in the Instant Pot or I hydrate them overnight, which is just soaking them in water. It just depends what I'm doing. If I'm going to put it in a stew, if I'm going to just add it as a topping, that would more be this guy than this guy, to add as a topping on a salad or in a like a protein bowl, many different things that you can do with it. So I am a huge fan of using beans. I use a lot of different beans. If you have been looking at some of the other videos on this channel, you'll see how often I incorporate beans, especially with my diet. Um, since I use a lot of beans, I've learned a thing or two about preparation. I've learned a thing or two about how some of them affect you. These two in particular don't have the best rating when it comes to, shall we say, bloating. They tend to aid in bloating, and I'm not a fan of feeling bloated. Even if you soak them, and again, this is like uh, preference, right? Because some people, it may affect them differently than others. My preference is to not be bloated, so I don't use it as often. And I notice that I don't have that same issue with some of the other beans that I've talked about previously. So they're cool. I'm with it, right? They have their own benefits. And we're not going to just say like they're like, don't eat them. eat them because the alternative may not be so great, you know? Um, but that's what I have to say about these two bad boys. So, the most important thing is that we make sure that we're eating healthy and that will help our bodies so that we can help our bodies do the things that it needs to do. We can help other people do the things that they need to do, i.e., for me, I like to be in a healthy state, minus all of this, so that I can help my littles do amazing things and I can help them experience amazing things. So until we can heal up and get back in the kitchen and doing some real cooking with Jess, we're talking about the things that we're going to be using in the future. So if you have some recipes that you would like to see me create with either black beans or kidney beans, or maybe even both, let me know in the comments. Um, I will see what I can do because we're all about planning for the future, right? Like we're going to see what's going to happen. What are some of the meals that I can start preparing for when we get back to that when we get back to that point in my life. But for right now, we are sofa side. Okay, we don't want to do too much. We don't want to do too much, but we want to make sure that we're healing properly. And part of healing is I have to recover, and part of recovery is rest. That's very difficult for me. I will definitely say that. I um not only do I have two young kids, but just my makeup is very like I have a lot of things that I like to do and a very little bit at a time. So I have to rest. But I like to plan for the future so that I know what I'm doing when we get this apparatus off of us. So let me know in the comments what you would like me to make. Whether you would like for me to make something together with these two beans individually as a breakfast option, maybe even a dessert option. Because I have seen, and I'm not gonna steal anybody's thunder, but I have seen some dessert options for both of these beans. Yes, yes, it's true. Alrighty, until next time, see you soon.